harmless antenna farm.
Okay, this
It is a
film
$100 million
is
Air
about,
Force
what,
project known as
1995,
HARP,
right?
and critics of the soon-to-be-completed
They have
facility
these mobile,
charge it
so
just may turn
they'll
out to
put
be
these
the
on the back
ultimate
of
doomsday
trucks,
machine.
and they can manipulate the weather.
Dr. Strangelove on it.
HARP is an acronym for High Frequency Active Auroral Research Program. According to program
So they
manager
can put
John
them in
Escher,
these trailers
HARP is
in
a
the back of
research
pickup
facility
trucks.
designed to study the ionosphere.
They can put them
All
anywhere they
military
want.
Have communications, surveillance, navigation systems whose paths either traverse the ionosphere or reflect from it. And so we need to be very careful about what we know about it and how we study it. What we're interested in is what is the effect of a large input of energy on the ionosphere.
So basically they can use these frequencies to manipulate the sprayed materials, maneuver them into certain areas, produce weather events.
The ionosphere is the outermost layer of the Earth's atmosphere. It is part of an electromagnetic field that keeps out harmful solar and cosmic radiation. One visible effect of the sun's rays hitting the ionosphere is the aurora borealis, known as the northern lights. The ionosphere also plays a vital role in worldwide radio communication.
The first transmission of radio waves across the ocean were quite a surprise when it was first done. People thought there'd be no chance to transmit the signals across the ocean by wireless. And in fact, what the ionosphere does is act like a mirror. And so you transmit a signal and it bounces off the ionosphere, then it bounces off the Earth.
When HARP is fully operational, it will transmit extremely powerful blasts of high-frequency radio waves directly up into the atmosphere, superheating the electrons that make up the ionosphere.
So they can heat and cool certain directions, creating these high and low pressure zones, pushing and pulling any moisture in the air. The sprayed materials will gather the moisture and act like a sort of suspension material that makes the microwave or radiation more effective.
Will cause them to disperse, effectively punching a hole in the ionosphere.
But after you turn the instrument off, this thing kind of moves around and it gets replenished. And within a few minutes, it's back to where you can't even detect that there's a hole anymore.
The Air Force says that manipulating the ionosphere and studying the effect will allow them to improve the efficiency of communications.
And they have, what is this, Operation Storm Fury, where they were able to use certain chemicals to produce these like massive storms. Yeah, Operation Storm Fury.
And surveillance systems. But researchers outside the military see HARP as a high-tech weapon with global implications.
The way I see HARP as it is right now, it is a premier, top-notch, high-energy radio physics experiment and has definite military applications.
Journalist Mark Farmer lives in Alaska and has written about the potential impact of HARP for both Jane's Defense Weekly and Popular Science magazine. He believes that HARP will be used to take giant X-rays of Earth.
Earth-penetrating tomography is a technique using extremely low-frequency radio waves. Today, in geophysical probing, scientists will use explosives or a machine that thumps the ground to produce these waves, but HARP will stimulate the auroral electrojet to make an antenna thousands of miles long that will emit these ELF waves.
Farmer's research indicates that the extremely low-frequency waves would be capable of penetrating several kilometers into the Earth, ferreting out nuclear storage facilities and other underground military installations.
This is producing surveillance systems able to detect stealthy cruise missiles and aircraft.
And I believe I've heard this before. It sounds like a microwave oven humming inside your inner ear.
These are systems that will enable us to communicate at higher data rates and at greater distances with our ballistic missile submarines.
While the Air Force insists HARP is not an offensive weapon and is necessary for continuing national security.
Yeah, right. And you're going to believe them. They tell you they want to give you this jab, and yet they're spraying you with all kinds of weather modification materials. Doesn't make a lot of sense to me. That's just my opinion.
Security, Alaska native Nick Begich proposes a different scenario in this new book.
The things that we found in other Air Force documents, one in particular was a document put together in '82. The document was called Low Intensity Conflict in Modern Technology, with a foreword by none other than Newton Gingrich. In one section spoke about using radio frequency radiation transmitters for disrupting human thinking, for basically debilitating troops invisibly by being able to bombard them with radio frequency that was tuned to just the right frequency, in just the right waveform, basically debilitating troops invisibly by being able to bombard them with radio frequency that was tuned to just the right. One section spoke about using radio frequency radiation transmitters for disrupting
And so check your phone out when they have that emergency alert system for 30 minutes. I think it's October 4th. I would advise taking your battery out of your phone. You know, because you're just talking about that, right? These things can disrupt your thought patterns, right? So, yeah. I don't think they're telling us everything here. They don't want people to know about this kind of stuff.
The things that we found in other Air Force documents, one in particular was a document put together in '82. The document was called Low Intensity Conflict in Modern Technology, with a foreword by none other than Newt Gingrich. One section spoke about using radio frequency radiation transmitters for disrupting human thinking, for basically debilitating troops invisibly by being able to bombard them with radio frequency that was tuned to just the right frequency, in just the right waveform, so as to totally disrupt their mental process and basically debilitate those troops.
Totally debilitate their mental processes, okay? No, this is real, man. This is real news.
Because of HAARP's potential to disrupt the Earth's magnetic field, many observers are concerned that it will damage the biomagnetic sensors that migratory animals like salmon and birds depend upon.
Yeah, and that's not the only thing.